Oh boy, here we go. Um, what's up, guys? I am DL here with some really big movie news. Man, so Warner Brothers is taking the Disney strategy and just gonna make a whole bunch of sequels to their already established franchise. Like we're just having we're going into the sequel era. Oh my gosh, this is there's a lot to unpack here. So let's just get into it. So Warner Brothers has officially announced that they are going to do sequels to Beetlejuice, The Matrix, Gremlins, and The Goonies. Yes, I'm not kidding. They're making sequels to all four of those established franchises. Um, wow. I did not expect for them to announce them doing all of this at one time. Um, I wouldn't say this is unprecedented because Disney has done that for a while now, announcing a whole bunch of sequels to their already established franchises at the same time. But like, I believe they're starting to set like a standard, or they're establishing something that I think the other um, big Hollywood studios are going to try and do, because regardless of how you feel about Disney's strategy when it comes to the film releases, it seems like what they're doing is slowly starting to improve certain things with their financial success. For example, them releasing Moana 2 in theaters instead of doing the Moana series on Disney Plus. While the ratings of the movie was not as good as the first film, that movie ended up making $1 billion. And then them announcing other sequels that will guarantee them billions of dollars, like Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 and Zootopia 2 and Toy Story 5 and Incredibles 3. And all of those films are you can guarantee they're making billions of dollars at the box office. Of course, you can include Avatar in there as well, obviously, because it's one of the highest grossing franchises of all time. But that's like a given at this point. Like, you don't even have to mention Avatar, but that's another thing that Disney is capitalizing on is the sequels. Making sequels to beloved franchises, that's the way to go. Oh, I forgot to mention that they also announced a Coco 2, which is not even going to come out till 2029. Okay, sure. But yeah, regardless of how people feel about them making sequels to this, like they are proven to slowly become hits, or you can guarantee that they will be hits when they are releasing. And since Hollywood is going through a really hard time, they're still going through the effects of the pandemic and stuff like that. And with movie theaters like increasing their prices and not having premium stuff there, not for all the locations and the whole debate about the theatrical window and when it should be available on streaming. Like, they have to do what they can to bring the audience back, bring the general movie going audience back, and making sequels is one of them. Now, Warner Brothers doing it with these films, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't know how to feel about this. Because there's some of these that, like, I feel like they should just leave alone. Like, I just don't want them to ruin a good thing, because that could be the case with them going back to the well with some of these. But I, I don't know. I don't know. I'll talk briefly about how I feel about each of the sequels that they are announcing for this. Beetlejuice. Like, if we're not calling the third Beetlejuice movie that, we failed. We failed in life. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's it's right there. It's literally right there. So yeah, kind of expected them to make the third Beetlejuice, because the sequel did. The second movie did set up for a third film. So yeah, we're about to get a Beetlejuice trilogy. So I mean, I'm fine with it. I thought the second one was okay. I definitely don't think it captured all the magic of the first film, but it was all right. It was all right. Um, I'm hoping that the third movie will be better, but I'm not expecting a lot from it at this point because Tim Burton, I just don't trust him as a filmmaker. He hasn't made a good movie to me in years, so I don't know. Just hopefully with this third film, they're able to make it a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I think that's probably the one that we're least surprised about when it comes to their announcements with this. Um, okay, so then we go on to the Matrix. I think at this point I can consider the Matrix franchise dead. Um, they just they just haven't been working. The no none of the sequels have reached the heights of the first film, quality wise, story wise, effects wise. Like they do not hold a candle to the first movie, and the Wachowskis, it doesn't even feel like they wanted to make this into a franchise. They were forced to do it because it's one of the biggest movies of all time. And then even with the fourth film, Resurrections, you didn't even have both Wachowskis working on them, and the one of the Wachowskis was even reluctant to do another one. So, and you had the fourth film be day and date released on Max. So why do they keep trying to go back to this? Why? Like it, I don't think people really care about the Matrix anymore. I don't even know what they'll be able to do with this franchise that they haven't attempted to do before to make it feel fresh. You know, um, one thing I could get to this is that they're getting new writers on it. Like Drew Goddard is working on sequels to this, and he's a decent writer. So at least I could say that maybe we won't get as bad of quality that the Wachowskis were doing with the writing. But at the same time, it's like a George Lucas situation. This is their baby. They know this world better than anybody. So to have somebody else work on it, hopefully it will be better. But will it still have the essence of what made the Matrix good in the first place? Only time will tell. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for this. I really don't. I think it's just leave it alone. We could just appreciate it for the first movie. The first movie is one of the greatest films of all time. The sequels, some people may have fun with Reloaded, and I don't know if it's people that liked Revolutions and Resurrections, but and the Animatrix. The Animatrix was really good too. That's one that's underappreciated as well. But I don't know. I just don't think they should be making more. But we're about to, so let's just hope it doesn't turn to a complete dumpster fire worse than it already is. Okay, and then we get Gremlins. We're about to get sequels to Gremlins. Once again, I don't know what they're gonna do with Gremlins. I love the first two movies. The original obviously is a classic. One of the best Christmas films out there, in my opinion. Gremlins 2 is batshit insane. It went to a completely different direction than the first film, and I loved how different it was trying to be, how weird and zany and crazy. It just turned to a live action cartoon and expanded the lore of the Gremlins as well. So I have a blast with both of those films. Apparently there's a Gremlins show, which I have not seen. I think it's an animated show. I probably will sit down and watch that at some point. But what are they going to do with Gremlins? Like, what direction are they going to take it? Like, are they going to try and make it are they going to have it go back in line with the first Gremlins and have it be more of a horror film? Are they going to have influence? Are they going to try and lean towards some stuff from Gremlins 2 and make it more over the top and zany and weird? Are they going to try and mix the two tones, which I don't think that'll be very difficult to do. I don't know what the tone is for the Gremlins animated show, so maybe that's going for a completely different thing than the first two films. But like, tonal wise, what are they going to do with Gremlins? Like, I don't think they necessarily have to bring the original cast back. They can follow new characters. That's completely fine. But just like, what direction with the Gremlins are they going to go with? Like, is it going to be more scary? Is it going to be more silly? Is it going to be in the middle? Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to expand the lore of the Gremlins? Are they going to try new concepts with it? So that's just really that's all that's on my mind right now. It's like, how are they going to tackle this? because the Gremlins have gone in completely so many different directions. It's like, what are you going to take? What direction are you going to take that's going to please not only the fans of the first two movies, but bring in newcomers as well. So only time will tell. I won't say I'm completely against Gremlin sequels, but I just have to see how they're going to handle it. And then the Goonies. This is the one I care about the least out of all four of them. The original Goonies, is a classic for a lot of people. I I have a good time with the first Gremlins, but it's not really a movie I would go back to over and over again, like E.T. Like, I understand its impact on the pop culture and stuff like that, but it's not a movie that I absolutely love. Um, so, and honestly, there's some stuff in that movie I think is pretty disturbing and distasteful, and there's some things in that movie that wouldn't hold up today. So I don't know. These are a set of sequels that I don't really need. I really don't. Like, what are you gonna do with Goonies? Like, are you going to bring back the original cast? Are you going to follow a new set of kids? Is it going to be the original cast kids? Like, what are they? And I think there's some people. Isn't there some people that died in the first movie? So I don't really even know, like, what direction they're going to go into, and like, this is a movie that, like, I don't really care to see sequels to. Like, the only reason I would want to see more from it is if they bring back Ke Huy Quan, because he's having he's having a renaissance right now. So just to see him come back would be fun, I guess. Because I honestly, I wish he came back in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, but he didn't. He was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he was really good in that. But other than that, like, I don't really have that much investment to see more from the Goonies. Like, even though I like the first film fine, I just don't see why they need to make sequels to that. And I'm afraid, like, what direction they're going to go into with that, because, like, I don't know. It's just that would just scratch my head. I don't know. I just don't know what story they're going to do with it. I don't know what tone they're going to go with it. There's certain things, like, they cannot do now that they did in the first movie. So we'll see what they come up with. But I'm just like, that's the Goonies sequels are probably the ones I'm least looking forward to. At least with the Matrix stuff, you can see some possibilities of where they can go into, but it's a matter of if they're actually going to do that. There's a lot more world building and a lot more creative stuff they could do with the Matrix. The Goonies, I don't think so. I really don't think so. But I don't know. Time will tell. Hopefully these sequels that come out, hopefully they won't just feel like cash grabs, and there'll actually be some passion behind these projects, and there actually will be some stories that the creators wanted to tell, instead of just meeting a quota and trying to bring the studio back financially, because they're in a rut right now, and we're about to be impacted by stuff overseas because of tariffs and all the other stuff. So hopefully with these sequels, they'll be able to, not completely destroy the original IPs. But those are my thoughts on these sequels that they announced from Warner Brothers. What do you guys think about them doing sequels to these? Are you looking forward to seeing more from them? Do you want them to stop making sequels to these? Do you see potential with some of these movies, what they're able to do with sequels? Do you feel like this strategy will also work for Disney with them releasing all the other sequels that they have? Let me know your thoughts down below.